What's up, guys? This is warm-up number 2. It is 10 repetitions of rolling the calves, 3 repetitions of the sprinter, and 3 repetitions of squats with toe holds done 3 times in a row. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the new ideal. You've all likely noticed that we have a new ideal pervasive on social media today in regards to what is considered an aesthetically pleasing physique. For women, it's much bigger glutes than in the past and a more athletic look. For men, it's a return to the bigger, more powerful looking guy while still retaining his athleticism. I don't think this is a trend. I've had this conversation a few times over the years, and this bodybuilding thing has just gotten more and more popular. It has not tapered off. I think at some point it will, but this is distinctly different from actual trends we've seen come and go throughout the years, primarily because it reflects what's actually good for you. Big, well-developed glutes, for instance, are very good for you, men and women. They're the largest muscle group in the body. They take load away from your lower backs and help save your knees. Being powerful is also most certainly good for you. It helps you in your daily life and in times of stress when your physical strength may be needed. These developments reflect needs that we have and maybe even perceived needs that our partners have for us. That separates building up the body from what I call actual trends in society that don't have any foundation in actual function or human needs. In addition to that, though, we are seeing so-called new body standards point us towards very classical lines and standards of beauty that have been reflected in art for millennia. I don't think this is a trend. I think it is here to stay and grow for a long time. I think it is a reflection of what we think is good. There will be ups and downs, but the feeling that you need to develop your body to look good that a lot of people are experiencing right now is probably going to stay, in my opinion. And I want to reiterate, your body is an athlete. It is already an athlete. Even if you don't consider yourself an athlete, your body is. It gets stronger, faster, leaner, more heavily muscled relatively easily, actually. You just have to go through the motions and also stop sabotaging yourself. Your body will respond. It is not nearly as hesitant to build itself up as you are. It will do this. It will do it relatively easily. It will even do it if it currently weighs 500 pounds. That body is still an athlete, and when treated correctly, it will respond well. So if you're worried about achieving these new ideals we're facing right now, don't be. Your body can handle it. Your body is desperate to achieve those ideals. That is exactly what the body likes most to look like and feel like. And so in this episode, I'm going to give you a couple of exercises that when done correctly and done progressively with increasing amounts of load and repetitions and sets will help you develop into what your body actually already is, that being an athlete. We're going to start off with deep, asymmetrically loaded Bulgarian split squats. These stress the adductor or the inner thigh a little bit more by way of offsetting your weight when you only hold one dumbbell on the outside of your thigh. I'm holding an 80 or an 85 here, and I got 8 repetitions, and I was really proud of myself after that. Now we're going to move on to hip thrusts for the glutes. The glutes are the largest muscle group in the body for both men and women, and yet men are consistently not directly training them. That gives the men that do directly train them an advantage on all of the other guys that don't. And that's especially important in sports. And now we're moving on to the dumbbell snatch. This exercise happens to be a great measurement of power output, and it also happens to be just very fun to do. I'm still kind of refining my technique, but I managed 100 pounds here. Now we're hitting some plyo push-ups. This is a lesser known exercise for the chest. The chest is somewhat difficult to train for power, and this is a great way to do it. It's one of the few really great ways to do it actually. But I will show you one more exercise at the end of this video, so you'll just have to wait to see that. Moving on to the kettlebell clean and press. Excellent all-around strength builder. I've got a 75-pound kettlebell here. I hit it for 10, and I felt really proud of myself after that. Here we've got 2 sets of squats with the safety squat bar. The safety squat bar distributes the weight around your body and moves your center of gravity more towards the actual center of your body. So it's a little bit more quad dominant, a little bit tougher on your lower back, but not more injurious on your lower back, rather just a little bit more of a workout for it. So if you have one of those, give it a try. Now we're gonna do a core stabilization exercise prior to my next heavy set. And it's gonna give me a little bit of residual tightness while I'm doing this, and that's gonna protect my lower back. And here we go, moving on to stiff-legged deadlifts in the B stance. I learned these from my physical therapist, who I saw for a torn hamstring, which I mentioned in the last video. These were really great. I just thought that I would include them, kind of just sped through them because they're not that fun to watch. I'm doing a set of hammer curls here. These are great for the biceps, but also the forearms and your elbow health. This is something I do regularly now to ward off tennis elbow. And here's that other power exercise for the chest, the rotational chest pass. This can take a while to get. Try and put the weight forward as hard as you can and throw it a little bit upward, otherwise it has a tendency to go downward. Last but not least, I'm gonna give you my routine for good shoulder health. We'll do one exercise for each muscle that upwardly rotates the scap, this being the serratus anterior, then the lower trap, and then the upper trap, and then one exercise to keep the ball in the socket, that being an external rotation for the rotator cuff.